We're going to do another podcast because we did one a year ago, and now we want to try and fill these out because I'm bad with upload schedules.
Are we all?
What's an upload
Yeah, you guys are especially
schedule?
bad because you've never uploaded anything.
I've uploaded like 5 things. Don't slander me.
Don't slender you?
I was just about to say that. God damn it.
All right, introduce yourselves, idiots.
Yeah.
Not all at once, please.
Do you want to start?
Do we use account names or real names? Do we say social security? What do we say?
Tell them your home address and like your real last name.
Okay, so my name is the funny.
Your address is 123 Hemp.
Yeah, it's one of those.
Well, no. Go ahead.
This is great.
Yeah, I know, right? It's
start.
almost as if a cold open is bad. I go by a skeleton or smelly, mostly smelly. Yeah. Hello.
Now the other one. Are you serious? I'm gonna call them by their real names now because Chris, speak so they recognize your voice.
Hello.
Now, Nico.
I am.
What do you mean? I introduced myself. I'm smelly.
Now, Cogador.
Hi, I'm having a good time.
Okay, having a good time.
This is being called the Smooth Brain Podcast for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's called Taking a Cheese Grater to Your Head, episode 2.
By the way, Kyle, what was that new thing you came up with the other day?
What are you talking about?
Another one of those like smooth brain things.
I know what you're talking about.
His brain got smoothed over and he forgot about it because the veins in his brain stopped working.
It's been iced over, and a little man took an ice pick to it. He wanted to fix me. Now
Okay.
I've forgotten everyone who I love, and I can't see anymore.
On that note, we're going to talk about Super Smash Brothers characters.
Perfect transition.
Because that's all this channel is.
We set the tone correctly.
Smash Bros and memes.
Whatever the hell this is. Immediately into this state. Cool. All right, so y'all got we each got 3 characters that we want and 3 that we're predicting.
And when we say characters that we want, are we being reasonable or are we being stupid?
I mean, like, I guess as stupid as you want, like as much as something that you genuinely want.
Just no one say Goku or I'm coming to your house.
Yeah, exactly. Like nothing that far. Goku deserves broken knees.
I would rather have Gohan.
Actually, yeah. I'd rather have like half of the cast of DBZ.
I want Yamcha. No, I'm kidding.
All right.
I think Majin Vegeta is really cool. No, I'm just kidding.
Dude, I loved that time that I just sent you a picture of baby Vegeta and you just didn't believe it was real.
Yeah, sort of like if TF2 isn't running on Source.
Which
I'm not gonna
one?
get that because we just screamed at you for that.
Yeah. Okay, so who wants to go first? Who wants to be pushed on the swing?
I mean,
Nico, you go first.
Okay, I was about to say I can go first. So as far as wants, like I've been racking my brain all weekend. I was more preparing for like the predictions part because like you can tell that there's some kind of pattern. But in terms
There's
of
some logic to a prediction, but there's no logic to Nico's brain.
yeah, it's like trying to it's like trying to
Code
Use
the
our-
creation engine.
yeah that and trying to use a wrench to handle a screwdriver problem. So in terms of wants, first want, it's kind of obvious. Dr. Robotnik, the Eggman.
That's a good one.
You could use more Sonic.
Well, no,
gonna get
I can't
Goku.
talk about it because I have to wait until the predictions to even remotely discuss my logic in terms of like
Well, no, you
distribution.
can say like why they would be in, why you think they
Well,
would.
here's the thing: is that if you think of it in terms of publisher representation, Sega has 2 characters right now.
No, they've got more. They've got Sonic, they got Joker, and they got Bayonetta. Because Bayonetta's technically owned by Sega.
Right. Okay, I forgot that. Yeah, I completely forgot about that. I should have done more research.
But Sonic only has one, and Sonic is
Yeah.
like one of the
Sonic's
biggest
their
game
bread
franchises
and
ever.
butter, and there's no other games that Sonic can, Sega can actually pull from that are even remotely reasonable in terms of marketability. Like, Eggman would be really good because then there's like an even distribution of Sonic Hero and Sonic Villain.
Yeah, the
in
good
a
guy and the
lot-
bad guy.
Yeah,
There's an
it doesn't-
argument for Tails, but I think
we'll
Eggman
get
would
to
be
that.
better.
We'll get to that.
Oh, okay.
So the idea with Eggman is, if you want it to be really easy, just make him a Bowser Jr. Echo.
I was gonna say, like, are you gonna do it like, is he in the thing or is he running around with his big old legs?
No. That like, I think one of the main reasons why they stopped making Chow Garden
That was because of his cursed legs.
because of how morbid
Like, the
Eggman looks without.
like they fully programmed in the Chow Garden in Sonic Generations. They were like, "Yeah, guys, we got this." And then someone just walked in and saw Robotnik's legs moving, and they just like threw the computer out the window.
It's like seeing Joe Swanson. It's like seeing him walk. Who's Steve?
You got Minecraft on the brain, apparently.
Like the idea of Steve Minecraft in a wheelchair.
Someone draw that.
Sure, it exists.
Oh, it's probably already out there. So second prediction.
Well, here, what I figured we'll do is we'll do like one prediction
round robin.
and then like
Okay,
we'll
that's
go down a row.
All right.
Or no, I mean one want and then we go to the next person.
Yeah, that's
But
exactly.
I'd say
what I meant.
that I think Eggman's a really good pick as well because I mean that's one of the ones I got recommended to do on like the request video. And that's one that I'm like, oh, I can do that. Because he's like, there's a lot you can do with him. You could have him be like zany and wacky, even in or out of his mech.
I say just put him on the float and then have him do things from across the games. Like, what's the first boss in Sonic Adventure 1 called? You could have that be like a dash attack.
Well, like yeah, his playable stuff when he's running around with the legs. You could have like the
Oh,
missiles. You could
I
have the
was
ball and
talking about
chain.
Boss attacks.
Mm-hmm. There's those too, like the ball and chain, the suck stuff that he does. I forget all of his thousands of moves. Which one would be his final boss? Would it just be the Death Egg, or final smash?
Not the whole ass Death Egg. I think you mean the Egg Walker.
Yeah, that probably have that on the Death Egg.
Because if it was like the Death Egg crashing into the stage, that'd be fine. But
It'd be the
Yeah.
Cerberus.
Be like,
No,
what?
not
that's
that.
crazy. You're gonna have it be chaos.
no.
No.
Oh, forgot about the Egg Cerberus.
Yeah, I was about to.
From Sonic 06.
Yeah, no.
Nobody wants to remember that.
Man, I love
Egg-
no.
Egg Cerberus isn't even piloted though, isn't it?
He's not. One thing that I absolutely love about Sonic 06 is that they named the final Eggman thing, or one of the last ones, the Egg Genesis, because they're like, oh, get it? It's like where we began, the Genesis.
Like the Sega Genesis, I get it.
And then it's like, oh, you picked the wrong one to put that in.
Okay,
Can
next
creepy,
one.
realistic Robotnik be an alt skin?
No,
Where you can see his eyes
would-
behind the glasses.
I would kill if Sega was just like, oh hey, Deke Entertainment, we're gonna need your design from the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog.
The one with the black voids for eyes?
No. The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh, yeah.
where it's
that
a
one
lot
just got
more
a big
cartoony
mean grin.
and not like the very narrow slits for eyes that's in Underground and Saturday Morning.
Can we have the green hedgehog character from Sonic Underground?
With spikes going in every direction.
The last thing we want is another Ken Penders lawsuit. Please don't.
Can we see Sonic's baby teeth?
We saw robot baby Sonic explode and Knuckles cry.
That's no, that was the green hedgehog, dude.
Was it green? Oh, I've mixed. No, I mixed up the
Yeah.
time where Knuckles fell and he was small and then large and then small.
Nico, I thought you were gonna refer to that character by name, and I was gonna get mad at you.
I tried to watch Sonic Underground. It's just the opening makes me want to cringe my teeth off.
I
I
don't
feel like the
blame
rest of the show is the same.
I mean,
you. It really is.
it's interesting. It's just this isn't Sonic. The music's really good
So,
sometimes.
who shall go next?
How about you? Because you spoke first.
Oh, so me? Awesome. Okay, so my first pick is a classic. We could reach down into the Rareware vault and pull Jago out of retirement.
Oh yeah, you talked about him a lot.
Jago from Killer Instinct is the Ryu of the franchise.
Don't you like him way more than Ryu?
I love him because he's a really cool looking character. He barely speaks.
And in Old Skin would probably be easy because Shadow Jago exists.
Yeah, you could have that be an Echo if they wanted to do something interesting. And, I mean, basically it'd just be a lot of quick jabs. Sakurai loves designing fighting game characters for this. He basically has a lot of the same moves that you'd expect from a fighting game character, with the fireballs and the slide kicks and the such.
Would he
You know,
have?
the-
Well,
Go
sorry to interrupt. I apologize. Would he have the same property as the other fighting game characters, where if it's a 1v1, he will always face whoever he's fighting?
I assume so.
Why not?
I figured anybody that's from a fighting game will have that mechanic because they programmed it already and they think it's cool.
Probably.
Unless they come up with a back air that's just like 10 million times cooler than anything, I figure that's what they'll go with.
The only thing is I can't think of what his final smash would be because the Ultra combo that's in the new Killer Instinct is kind of lame and boring.
He could just do something fantastical and just have Scream Ultra combo after he does it would probably make it hype.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Better. Go ahead.
Because I don't know what else you could do besides just take a lot of what Jago already does and just put into the game like they do for a lot of the fighting game characters.
He could have other characters come in at the final smash, like some of the other Killer Instinct characters, like do a bunch of kicks, and then afterwards it screams Ultra combo.
I just don't remember who Jago's on the same side with, because it's a lot more convoluted than other fighting games.
Yeah. That whole single player thing they added to Killer Instinct where it's like go across the world and like you do your faction wars that's something else, isn't it?
I don't even remember that. I think they just had an arcade mode.
The
I
more
share-
recent ones had it, or the
Just
more
a
recent
thought.
updates.
You seem to forget that there was an N64 Killer Instinct,
Yeah.
so you could just pull the Final Smash from there.
Does he have any different moves from that? I don't remember the older Killer Instincts too good.
Well, it's more a matter of just, take things from the N64 version. Although,
I assume the
to
N64
be
the
fair,
N64 one will have an alt costume just like in the regular Killer Instinct.
to be fair though, I don't think there's any N64 information for Steve.
Yeah. Because I don't think Smash Ultimate is doing like any of the smaller weird stuff that Smash used to do. Because like, I don't know, like if Jago hits an evil character, it does a little bit more damage.
I assume they wouldn't do that because that gets into weird balancing situations and like who are you to determine who is evil? And like some characters have evil alternate costumes and that like
Yeah, but I mean like Bowser and Ridley and stuff.
You could just
Like
have
with-
that for spirits.
Yeah.
actually I'm surprised that's not a Spirit property evil character.
Evil versus good.
I guess because like is Steve good, but then Zombie is evil?
Yeah, they could do that.
I mean,
That's
you
a lot
don't-
of metadata, I feel. Like, it seems like it wouldn't be too hard. Like, you could just say, well, no, they'd have to extend a class, and just for like a little, just for like a interface to say, hey, if it happens to have this interface on it, it's one of these, so it does more damage. And that's kind of like, like, it might just be a matter of they're like, well, that would take too long, so that's stinky and therefore bad.
Does Killer Instinct itself have a mechanic where Jago does more damage to evil characters?
No, it's just that he kills a lot of evil.
Oh, then they go real hard on mechanical stuff.
Although I was thinking that first classic mode, it would probably be all the fighting game characters and then end with all the rareware characters.
Yeah. Who's got the banjo outfit in Killer Instinct? I think it's just Rash that has that.
Yeah, I think so.
And they got a Conquer one too, I think.
Shit, wouldn't they just pick Rash over Jago?
Yeah, but let Little Boy dream.
Oh, okay.
I think they just have the Conquer one.
Can we just have a crossover between Smash Bros. And Killer Instinct, and then have Arbiter come back?
It'd be nice if Microsoft just like made a new Killer Instinct as well.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Killer Instinct.
They could put, actually, now that I think about it, considering they bought 1 million studios, they can make Killer Instinct just their Smash Bros. Now.
They really could.
That would be interesting.
Killer Instinct waiting room be like skeletons in your closet, man.
Be like, shoot, oh damn, what's the Killer Instinct skeleton? Damn it. That was a good joke. Like, with spinals in your closet. Yeah, that's it.
It's Spinal, damn you.
Just remembered his multi-world theme. Across the world.
Can't forget my favorite character in all fighting games like that.
He should be in instead of Jago.
Yeah, but Jago's the main character, you dick.
Yeah, but shut up. It's a skeleton.
Whenever
it's just Jason the Argonaut skeleton.
When he laughs when he sprints.
Spinal Thesis trophy.
That'd be perfect.
I get behind that. He blocks projectiles.
And like Jago would be worth it also just for the Killer Instinct soundtrack.
Yes, please. That's
because
probably
that's like
the biggest reason.
I've barely played Killer Instinct, but I heard the music like twice, and I put it in the one other video I did.
Because Jago's theme is like hard rock Buddhist chanting.
Like every theme in Killer Instinct is like godlike.
Except for Riptor, her theme is kind of whatever.
Yeah, but she's cool. She's a robo dinosaur.
Yeah.
So she makes up for it. All right. Well, that's I like that one. Chris, you go next.
My first is one I will always go to, just because I enjoyed the game. Rex and/or Pyra from Xenoblade.
Guess what one of mine was?
The same one.
Yeah, I figured there might be a couple of those, so we'll just combine ours.
Like honestly, like you could actually do like a mix of like if it's doing like Rex and Pyra, you could probably do like use like the Pokemon trainer mechanic of like switching between Pyra and Mythra.
I figured that one of the main ways they would do it is switch between Pyra and Mythra, but like it wouldn't be completely different movesets. It would just be like different properties to the moves.
Yeah, like different properties to the like some of the damage.
Sort of like imagine if they had it where with a button press you could switch between Marth and Lucina.
Yeah, or like I think the best comparison would be Shulk's Monado arts, where it's like he goes like extremes for certain categories while switching between the girls would be like you're way faster, you're way stronger, but you take more damage. While as Pyra is like, you're slower, but you can do more sustained damage and stuff.
I was also thinking you probably also like throw in like something similar to like the Joker meter to get up to Numa.
I was just about to say you could make it Pyra only, but she uses the SP meter. But having Mythra, I do know that they try to avoid spoilers. So I
would say for Xenoblade that in Ultimate they added one of the biggest spoilers to the final Smash for no reason.
So I
Nice
think I
color,
can confidently
that's fine.
say that a little bar building up to Numa would probably be fun.
There's the thing about Xenoblade 2 is that there's like 12 different things they could do for a Final Smash. Because like there's Numa, there's a chain attack like Shulk to keep consistency. You could do like Mithra as the Final Smash, considering how she was also kind of a super thing for a bit. There's Siren. There's freaking all the things.
I mean, I figured Final Smash would just be like one of their like level 4 moves.
Yeah, you could just have that. I'm thinking about doing a video for them, so I probably got to think about a lot of these. But
I mean, hell, you can do what Ryu and Ken do and have 2 Final Smashes. One if you're Pyro, one if you're Mithra.
yeah, they're different final things. Have Nia come in on there. Actually, Nia coming in for that Final Smash would actually work because again, she also has the special things with Pyra and Mithra.
Yeah.
And she will eternally be the 4th wheel, I guess.
Second wheel, fourth wheel, same thing. Or third wheel, fourth wheel, same thing.
You
mean,
lose
it
track
all-
in that game.
Yeah, especially considering, if there was ever any extension to the story and she was just like, yeah, no, I'm going to go back to permanently being Numa. Just like, okay.
If they even can. We're not going to open the lore discussion on Xenoblade 2.
Yeah,
That's a different video.
That's too much. My third eye opened listening to some of those.
I feel lost. I feel like a lost puppy.
That's right. You've only played a bit of Xenoblade 2.
I played like 15 minutes.
He started it and looked at it.
I got the cool samurai guy with the sword and got mad because I can't play as him.
I feel like you could, part of me wishes that there was a way to move Torna's combat system to the main game just for, funsies.
Yeah.
Because it's like a whole ass different game.
Man, Torn is cool. I've heard some people even say, what about Jin or something? Jin and Laura. I think that's a good one too, but at the same time, it's but
Jin and Laura is a super spoiler, and it's also not surface level.
Yeah. And in terms of deserves or anything like that, I think it's one of those things where it's Monolith's helped with a lot. Do you guys know how much Monolith has done for Nintendo?
They did a lot of the back-end coding for Splatoon 1 and 2, if I recall correctly.
They did Splatoon. They did pretty much every Zelda game since Skyward Sword. They basically saved Breath of the Wild from existing.
Okay. Monolith.
Monolith Soft, not Monolith.
Yes.
I was just about to make sure that they were different companies.
Yeah, I hate that they're not. They're like that.
Because wait a minute, they made Fear and Xenoblade Chronicles.
That would be cool. It would explain why Splatoon had such amazing gunplay, but no.
Can you imagine if Point Man was a blade?
I do like the idea of Xenoblade character designs, and then just one's just a modern military guy just shows up.
All right, I'm gonna have to not make any commentary for quite a little bit. I gotta go get some laundry. I'll be right back.
Well, I'm glad you went first then.
Speaking of, do you want to go next to Jackson?
Sure. Well, my first one was Pyra and Rex. Oh, wait.
Well, we can talk about it more.
But I do want to say they're also pretty much every mainline major Nintendo thing that's released, Monolith has had a hand in helping. Like Animal Crossing, heavily was helped out by Monolith. So it's they got their money's worth on getting that tiny little RPG studio.
Yeah, definitely.
While they were basically assisting with every single Nintendo game, a Skeleton Crew made one of the best Switch games. Xenoblade 2 was made by barely enough people to survive.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
They're good when they're like 5 people just make a giant open world pseudo MMO RPG type game.
Really
Okay,
like
quick
it.
recap, not recrap. What did I miss?
Nothing. We just kept talking about Pyra and Rex.
Okay.
So after your quick recap, do you have
You
another one?
said, you said it too.
Wait on purpose.
In terms of one of the other ones I'd had, one that I made a video on, which I still would really like, is Chosen Undead. Predominantly because I just really want Dark Souls stuff in Smash Bros.
I feel like that could work. I just think it'd be really uncanny to see.
I think that would make it work really well.
As usual, you'd have the usual complainers. Oh, another sword fighter.
Yeah, but this
It
time
would be
he's
a
not an
sword
anime
fighter that doesn't
character.
have counter on down B, Chris.
Although we probably would have parry.
You know what? His counter should be he puts down a summon sign and someone parries it for him.
So you could say it's not him.
Yeah.
But also, he would be the only one. We don't have anybody that's like a knight with like a helmet on proper.
Yeah. We have a bunch of Fire Emblem characters. Time to show them what a real knight is.
And granted, part of it is that way back in the day, there was this weird theory about like Google ads and stuff that got the idea of Artorias in Smash in my head. And so I want that as an alt costume because I think that'd be the coolest thing ever.
Are you meaning to tell me you got MK Ultra'd by Google into believing that Artorias in Smash was a thing?
There was dude, that was a whole weird thing. Wasn't right, but I had hope.
Okay, but here's the thing. What
Yeah.
could the final smash for this character possibly be?
He summons a fog gate and they get sucked into it, and it's one of the bosses. Does a cool thing.
Okay, I'm into that.
Because I figure it would either be Sif, Ornstein and Smell, or I think Manus was the other one I said.
You know what would be really cool is if the way he does it is he reaches down, and if you're in front of him, you get touched by the summon sign, and he summons you with him to fight the boss, and he just cowers behind you.
Well, the other thing that I really, really want is that if he finishes the match with the final smash or kills you or like it's like an HP threshold one, and if he kills you with it, it does the Dark Souls "you died" screen.
Basically, the Joker thing. If he finishes you with his final smash.
Yeah,
They should have been doing that from the beginning, and I'm mad that they're only starting to do it now.
yeah.
I was trying to think. Maybe they should take a little bit from like all the games, because like I understand that I just said, it has to be surface knowledge, but what would be really cool is if for like his directional dash attack, it's like the bone gauntlets from Dark Souls 2, where he does like the flying kick,
Okay, yeah, that's not bad.
or he actually just straight up does the Hadouken that you can do if you have him if you have it power stanced.
Actually, gauntlets for some of his quicker moves could work rather than just using his sword for jabs and stuff.
And, well, there's really not that many like super interesting weapons from 3. Like,
I had his down smash as lightning stake from 3.
Oh, that's good. I was gonna say you could probably do Lothric banner too. Like you do the FP move where you pull out the magical banner and it does like a little buff, kind of like how Wii Fit Trainer has Salute the Sun.
That's a solid like down B or something, or neutral B. Oh, that'd be good as neutral B because I like the idea of Kirby doing that.
Yeah.
Another way to consider. What would Kirby look like doing all this?
It would just have the Astora Knight hat.
Mm-hmm. That would be the default, certainly.
I would have said it's like the knight helmet, and you can see his face through it. Like his whole body is just the helmet.
No, wait,
Yeah,
no, they
that's how he does it
used
for most
the
other helmet
starter
characters.
Knight set for Kirby. Like the closed helm is up, so that way you can still see Kirby's face.
Yeah, but it'd be cuter if he was just the big helmet.
Yeah,
It
that
works
too.
like that for like Samus and stuff.
Oh yeah, you're right. Never mind.
Yeah.
Most helmet, like anybody that's got like a helmet like that. whole body just turns into it.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of what I want for characters in Smash is usually just kind of like seeing the general community stuff come from it, like all the fan art and the kind of crossover material.
Yeah.
And I feel like Dark Souls is like rife for a lot of that.
Just because it's two massive fan bases coming together in one massive, horrific blob.
Mm-hmm.
The ultimate meme mashup.
It's where you get really, really weird, like, oh, people want them to get, like, they have the weirdest ships now.
You're gonna add the Chosen Undead to the Smash Bible.
Yeah.
Smash Brobel.
Gotta check the brawlable.
And I know some people would like prefer a specific character from Dark Souls, and like a lot of people say like Artorias, or not Artorias, Solaire specifically. And I figured he'd be fine. He works fine as an alternate costume.
I just don't think a lot of the characters in Dark Souls have a lot going on in terms of
Yeah.
moveset.
Yeah, it's like
Exactly.
saying, "Oh man, I want the funny Chester as a Sis trophy."
I'm gonna
Which is
trophy
ironic.
work.
It's ironic because the Chosen Undead has no character, but since he can take bits from all the other characters, he inherits a lot of it.
But I mean, the outfits could be the armor sets like Solaire,
Yeah.
Sigmire, Dark Wraith, Giant
I
Dad,
think-
stuff like that.
I think in my video I said it was like the Elite Knight was default. Then there was like a female one in like I think just the regular Knight. It was like every other for a bit, and then like there was Solaire, the Onion armor, and then Artorias, and I always mess up her name. The Chiron or the girl with Kiaran, the girl with the two daggers.
Yeah.
I was gonna say you could use the Desert Sorceress outfit. Yeah.
Listen. Listen.
Listen.
What am I listening for?
The quiet. It's better this way.
Just turn off the video right now.
Turn off his audio.
Just mute it, but it still goes for the rest of like the hour or whatever. We just fool people to thinking that there's content when
There is no content.
Just leave a black screen for 20 minutes.
That's basically my channel in a nutshell.
All. Okay, who's next? Herm?
I think it's back to me.
Yeah.
Okay. I hope I'm not. I hope I'm not stealing anybody's. But I would really like the Monster Hunter.
Okay. That one's actually on my prediction, so I'll go into that after you're done saying what you want.
Basically, like I know that realistically speaking, it might be too complex, but I would really like it if we could have some of the more iconic armor sets, well, male and female. And then, you just have whatever the armor set is, you have the weapon from the particular armor set. Like,
Do you want it to be like it's predominantly one weapon is the moveset, or would you want it to be like a whole bunch of the weapons?
I want it to be one weapon for every single input. As goofy as that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So like front smash is the great sword, up smash is something else.
And then the funny tilts.
Yeah.
And the aerials.
That's how my moveset was. Like I think up smash was like the gun lance's full charge blast.
Was it the slap and the 4-shot, or
the one where it like holds it up and it goes
okay.
And yeah, like which armor sets would you want?
I would probably want the flagship armor sets.
Like Rathalos,
Yeah.
Narga, Fated 4.
Yeah.
Which armor set is your favorite anyway? I'm actually never. You go through a lot of different ones.
Well, with transmog, it's really hard because you can just cheat.
Yeah, you can slap together all your favorite bits.
I really liked the Ardian set from 4, but its skills were just awful.
The Guardian one, which one's that?
Artian, Artin, like the when you go out onto forest quests, it's a resource.
Oh yeah, this one, the like sleek, future-y night one.
I really like it, but it's really poop.
Yeah,
Transmog is for.
yeah.
As before I made the funny man, the funny crab man, that was my idea, was to take the Academy Hunter set and pair it with a few things. Like I think I still use the weird +4 genes. Still, like that's a holdover from it, but I think the idea was to use the chest. Like I think it's still in my item armor set, that equipment set real, but I don't think I ever use it anymore. Like it was a failed experiment.
Yep. What was I gonna say with that? What should be the final smash? Because I know what I picked for it, but I'm curious what you would want.
You just hit him with a Dragonator.
Okay, mine was that the hunter does the Superman dive away as a Deviljho jumps in and grabs them.
Okay, here was my idea. It's kind of the same. Is he picks up an egg, and then he looks really worried as the screen shakes, and he tosses it to the opponent, and then a Deviljho just comes by and steps on him.
That works, yeah.
I don't think Deviljho actually nests.
Are you okay?
No.
You got real tired out of nowhere.
I'm being silly.
You sound like you're gonna talk about the top 15 times you were scared.
No, that's not it.
Yeah, basically.
It sounds like Nico, you did the funny we gotta hide, dude.
Just like Super Mario, he drank he
drank a mushroom.
He drank a mushroom and jumped on a turtle and laughed.
Those crazy Japanese, can you believe it?
Just Japanese, making those crazy games with the big eyes and such.
Wow, dude, what do they have over in that Japanese country? Can you believe it? Wow.
If you like this, it's going to be this for 3 more hours, for however long we put up with each other.
Not long.
Yeah, no. The idea is just to keep it simple, but I think Deviljho would be a bit better, seeing as everyone's terrified of him.
I figure having a monster for the final, it's like the same thing with like a boss as the final boss for Dark Souls, is like they're the reason you come to see it, so gotta have them in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Like the chance of the raging Deviljho.
Oh yeah.
Savage would probably be. It would turn Savage like halfway.
So yeah, that's my TED talk on why it should be funny Monster Hunter. Next.
Well, here I'll say just so that we don't, try the same ground too much. One of my predicted ones was Monster Hunter, pretty much because it's like Rise is coming out like right in the middle of the second Fighters Pass, so it's like if they want to, maybe toss a little bit Capcom's way, and Capcom tosses a little bit their way, they'll work out that kind of deal.
I'm thinking like with Rise coming out, it's like a good opportunity for them to have the Monster Hunter.
And I kind of think like, okay, we want to make sure that they keep making the games on our system, so we'll just do the biggest advertisement ever and just slap them in there, like they've done for a few of the other game characters that they've put in.
Also, I'd be excited to see how they like implement it into like a trailer for it.
Yeah, it would be cool to do the. I've always wanted this, but they've never done it. Is like they do a trailer for one game, and then at the end of the trailer, then it transitions into a Smash reveal.
Yeah, that would be really cool. Because they almost did that for the Ultimate reveal trailer. Where they had the Splatoon and then Splatoon
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, they could have done that because they were just talking about Splatoon when they went into that. But yeah, like that's one that I figure what they could just do is like in the middle of it like fades to the ending, and then like you think it's like a what is it like a damn, what is that called? Where there's the little thing at the end.
Spoiler. What is it?
Like a teaser or like a
Shocker. Is that
stinger.
Stinger.
Yeah, like you think it's just the ending stinger. It's the shocker.
I mean, it does do a good job of that.
Yeah.
Stinger, more like stinker.
And then in addition to all that, I believe what most people are suspecting is that the next character will be revealed in March, which is going to make this video hella out of date immediately.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
But that's like right around when Rise is coming out, so it would fit really well if they were right next to each other. Or they'll reveal someone else and they'll put the Mii costume along with them, and I'll cry.
If it becomes a Mii costume, I will be sad.
They were a Mii costume in Wii U, and so I could see them just bringing it back, and I'll be like, okay, but can we get the stage or spirits or anything? Because it's really weird that Rathalos is there, but nothing else is. It's got Rathalos and Proof of a Hero, and it's like, that's great, but why just that?
We want more.
There's like a whole area in the single player that's Monster Hunter themed, but I was like really confused why there weren't any spirit fights for it.
It's there just for the classic mode.
It's so weird. And like the Rathalos is really cool, and like the argument is that he represents the series better than a guy in a Rathalos armor, and it's like, yeah, but I want more.
But that would also be a playable character.
Yeah.
I mean, admittedly, with Ridley, it shows that playing as a Rathalos is not impossible.
They do have the Monster Hunter Stories excuse, which honestly I'd be more excited for if it was like it was Ratha or something, and they just use that as an excuse.
That would also be interesting.
Rathalos, more like Fafalos.
On that note,
We don't need to know about your hard drive right now.
What?
on that note, Connor, would you like to say your second one?
Okay, so you're gonna see a trend, and no, I don't play fighting games, but I'd like to see Soul Bad Guy.
I'll be right back.
You can't stand the fact that you've been lying about not playing fighting games for the past 20 years.
Yeah, all the 18 years he's known me. No, I'd like Soul Bad Guy just because I really like Guilty Gear despite being terrible at it.
You want Soul Bad Guy because you want him just to animate like Guilty Gear Zerd.
I want him to be in a completely different art style.
You want him to have way less in between frames on everything.
He's animated in 2D.
Yeah. He's like Mr. Game & Watch.
I would love that.
He's a sprite despite the games being in 3D.
The only thing that would make it kind of dumb and stinky is that because Smash Ultimate really hates fun final smashes, so you can't have the dragon install as a final smash.
Yeah, it'd be his instant kill probably as the dragon, but
Yeah,
they got rid of the running around as them.
we can't have too much fun in our video games anymore
Yeah.
because Wario Man was too strong.
I mean, admittedly, that technically you could do again like the Joker meter thing for the dragon install.
Yeah, because it's not even a final smash in the thing. It's just like a power up.
It's like a super power up, and yeah, they actually could do that because you get 2 different insta kills depending on whether you're installed or not.
And they've done details like that before, where like it has technically 2 different final smashes depending on if he's got it up or not.
Yeah, you know what? What do I know?
And yeah, the Guilty Gear is like I own the one, like the collection of some of the older ones, and I'm terrible at it, and I couldn't beat any of the single player stuff.
How many versions of Accent Core did it come with?
Wait, which one's Accent Core?
It's the one that they have like 18 versions of.
I don't know. That's the other thing about Guilty Gear, it's hard to understand.
And it's scary because every game is in chronological order.
At least it's easier to keep track of the lore in that than some other games.
Listen, Snake is already in the game. We're not going down that rabbit hole.
Isn't there like 4 different books that are all in Japanese that you have to like read to get the full story
For which game?
for Guilty Gear?
No, but to get the full story, you need to perform specific actions at certain times during an arcade mode against randomized enemies.
Yep.
Because it's really good.
He had to hide his extremely in-depth lore that tells this like fully in-depth story just to sell us his soundtrack.
Yeah, it's a great one.
The only thing about him being in Smash, they have to censor smell the game.
Well, I mean, they can just use from Xrd.
Yeah, but they want to smell the game too.
Yeah,
That is bullcrap blazing.
that would be good. That would make the game better.
Better they
That
could
is
just use it
dookie.
instrumental.
Yeah, but I want the man to scream. And I want Pachinkin's new I
Potemkin.
want Pachinko's new theme, where he talks about how he's a clown in society.
And then Joker punches him.
Cool.
Then he's Man, I can't believe that song is real.
It's a good one.
It really feels fake.
He's a clown of fate.
I always thought it was fake before I actually played Guilty Gear.
Despite only being 13% of the roster, grapplers commit 50% of all command grabs.
Am I gonna have to cut that out? Who knows?
I don't know yet.
Guess we'll find
I
out.
don't know if Reddit will ban this podcast now.
Well,
But such is the life of gamers.
well, this podcast is certainly going to be watched, but under what circumstances?
By the FBI.
Just name drop MK Ultra, so expect that.
I want Donald Trump to watch this and be like, "You see, this is the real Americans right here."
This is.
I want his banned YouTube account to comment on this video.
I want his Twitter account with the Kaneki profile picture to tweet this out, despite not being able to. He uses his son's account.
Noob Master.
I like the idea of Donald Trump starting a secret new Twitter account that's just got the Joker profile picture.
He's Gypsy Crusader. Okay, we actually can't continue this train of thought.
We got.
Let's get back on track.
Okay, that
Is
was
there anything else you want to say about Guilty Gear?
Those are banned words. Soul Bad Guy does in fact live in a society, but I think his moveset would be pretty simple. Nah, but seriously, I think what I said about Jago still applies, is that there's not too much you can say outside of just looking at the fighting games.
Yeah, it's funny because fighting game characters tend to be really complex and interesting, but when you come up with their moveset, it's just do the things that he does.
Yeah. Because the Dragonstall thing as a meter works, I think. Because the only thing is that his instant kill from Zerdrev is like really boring, so I'd want to see it be something different.
Yeah.
Because it's basically he just punches you with the sword and it explodes.
Yeah. Is what's it called? Is Strive gonna have a instant kills?
I have no idea yet.
'Cause I haven't seen them, and
I've been trying to keep up to date, but I haven't been paying too much attention. I've mostly been paying attention to the character reveals, and I think all of them have been announced, but there's gonna
I
be
think there's
like,
one more.
is there one more?
I think so.
Okay.
'Cause the last one was the fan guy, And I think
Yeah,
they said there's
I-
one more.
I forget if he's new, honestly.
No, I'm pretty sure he's. I forget her name. Booby samurai lady with one arm. I think they're like an item, and they've been together for a while.
Okay. Biken.
Yeah.
Fair description.
Am I wrong?
They call her biking because she's like, because you know what? Forget it.
Careful, Nico.
I'm not gonna finish that. Though.
We just made gamer jokes. We've got to win back everyone.
We gotta win in the hearts and minds of the people.
Alternatively, everybody tuned out already, so we can say whatever we want.
Exactly.
Alternatively, this video has been taken down before you could even reach this point
I mean, we are gamers, so
with a hard R.
I'm sorry to drop it like that. All right. Who would even be next?
I believe that would be me next.
Yes.
My second pick was. It was funny because you mentioned Shulk earlier, because his mechanic with how I used this character. Akira Howard from Astral Chain.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Honestly, just like how Shulk does the whole like switching thing, is that how you could do like switching between all the different things?
At the very least, a couple of them, because I can understand them not wanting to do. How many are there? Like 6?
Let's see. There's the starting one. There's the archer, the dog, the punchy one,
The big sword.
and the big sword. That's 5.
Okay, yeah, there's just 5.
5 ain't too bad.
Yeah, and I imagine, am I wrong that it'll be like they act as like secondary, like bonus attacks, kind of?
Yeah, essentially just like it would just like mess around with like his B moves, his or her B moves. Sorry.
Because it would be like you have like regular attacks, but then like they act somewhat independently, just like in the game.
And they like some of them provide like certain buffs. Like the dog would obviously you would run faster when it's out.
Mm-hmm. It kind of worked like the stands in the arcade JoJo game, the Capcom one.
Yeah.
Where like
Or
they
like-
probably have like a meter for like how long they can be out.
Yeah, it's just like Astral Chain's like a game that doesn't get a lot of love, so I think it'd be fun to see the main
Yeah.
characters of that.
I was really hoping for them. They were added as a as like a DLC thing, so I figure they're not happening, which makes me sad.
It's just like ones we hope for. So
Yeah, but at the same time, I believe I'm not sure exactly how it worked exactly, but I believe Nintendo either like purchased the full rights to Astral Chain, or like something happened where like they weren't the full owners of the IP and now they are. And I know that it sold better than they thought it would.
so it's not entirely out of the realm of possibility.
At the very least, it seems like they want to continue it as like a franchise, so that gives it a lot more like this is something they want to push.
Because I have no idea what they would do for a Final Smash.
The fusion.
Oh yeah. I mean, I know the stage would definitely be like start as like the normal stage, it's just like a normal like city, and then like switch
Techno City.
over into like the crazy stuff.
Like a PlayStation All-Stars stage.
Man, it really is like the red PlayStation All-Stars land, isn't it?
It really is. PlayStation All-Stars is the future that gamers want for Smash Bros.
Plus, again, Astral Chain has got some good music.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's gotta have the anime opening.
The actual anime opening for the game
Yeah,
goes on for like 3 minutes.
it's good.
It's very good.
And it tells you that there's gonna be an ending theme in the opening theme. It like actively spoils parts of the game, just like a true anime opening should.
Just like real anime.
Just like real anime, you don't get what the spoiler means until you get there.
You just have to hope that they don't pick up on the actual intro.
It's like a Japanese version of irony. You know the events are going to happen, but you're watching the characters realize it.
I genuinely love how there's a solid amount of media that I I'll show to people and just kind of hope they don't notice the obvious like spoiler that drops way too early.
Yeah, it's great. Because
Like,
there's a lot of stuff from Yakuza I want to show you guys, but it's like, oh wait, that character has been dead for the past 2 games and now he's back.
You showed us one thing and you were like, "Oh no, it's spoiling the whole game," and we were like, "Really?" Because we didn't. None of us recognized anything.
Yeah, it's
All we really
awful.
noticed was the tigers.
Yeah, it was great.
I'm playing Xenoblade with Bree, and there's one particular line that I think happens to a lot of people. And I was hoping, I was kind of looking at her like, if did she pick up on that, and she didn't react. I was like, okay, thank God you missed that part where it spoils one of the biggest twists
Oh,
for
boy.
no reason.
I'll be back again.
Nico can't stand this.
Nico's being canceled.
He saw those gamer jokes happen, and now he's being in the process of being canceled.
Just like Eggman.
On a side note of one more thing of Astral Chain, I also think it'd be funny just to see Kirby with the Astral Chain abilities.
Oh yeah, that would be. Would he get like he would get like a chibi version of the sword one that comes out?
And also a badge.
I was gonna say a knight.
Kirby with
that
a little
works.
police uniform.
A little police hat.
I just got the idea of Kirby like a power up that's like police. And there could be situations with that I imagine would get a lot of people talking.
You say that like it's a bad thing.
Man, Astral Chain, like, that came out like right before all the craziness.
Yeah.
They're probably like, oh, thank God we made it before this.
I wonder what would happen if it released like just 1 year ago.
Yeah, like if it released right in the middle of all that craziness.
That would have been funny.
Yeah.
Be funny, but it probably wouldn't have been received well.
I would have received it with open arms.
All right, Jackson.
But
do you wanna-
regardless, I bet
like-
they're developing a sequel and they're just kind of hoping everything cools down. They're like, is it good now? Can we?
You're assuming they even know because they're still like super Japanese. That's like
Yeah, true.
That's like super platinum.
Yeah. And if I'm correct, like a culture shock, a lot of people were like, why are they making this? And it's like, because in Japan, everybody actually really likes the police.
Yeah. It's sort of like how Yakuza portrays them. They don't exist. An entire building explodes multiple times and the police don't show up for hours.
I paid him off.
But the Yakuza did it.
Exactly.
Kiryu, what if the twist at the end of the last Yakuza game was just Kiryu reveals his badge and he's been a cop this whole time?
That would make the first couple games really confusing.
But it'd be good.
It's sort of like how Sleeping Dogs does it, but they don't tell you that you're a cop. I would love that so much.
Just the ending of the game is they beat all the Yakuza and they become the ultimate crime lords, and then Kiryu just goes, all right, I've been an undercover cop this whole time, you're all under arrest.
He's been an undercover cop for like 38 years.
And he just arrests all of his best friends.
He just needed to prove that they were in on crime. It took him 38 years to figure it out.
Better twist.
He's just a really slow cop.
Better twist. Majima's the cop.
I could believe that.
The twist would be that's the reason why he doesn't kill anyone.
It's because
It doesn't kill anyone, huh?
it's against the law to kill someone.
Rubber bullets.
Except the times he shot people in the head.
Yeah, but they're fine. He shot that person in the head and then the car exploded, but he's fine. You pushed that guy off an 18-wheeler and his head rolled under the wheels, and he's fine.
You turned the man's head into a microwave.
He's fine. Who's
Silly.
next? Who go next?
Liverback Jackson.
It would be me, but I already did 2, so I guess I'll just do my last one. The last one that I want, I struggled on this one because I've got a list of like 15 characters that I want, and it's like if I get 2 of these, I'll be happy. But one of them would be Amaterasu from Akemi.
That would be a good one.
It's definitely a unique one.
Part of it is just because like I think like artistically it could be super cool. Like it have a lot of cool brush effects, like the stage and just how she would look would probably be just all kinds of cool. And part of it is also just like I want Okami to live.
You want it back.
I want it. I want it to be, because with the amount of stuff that they could do, there's just so many cool ideas they could have with it.
Yeah. You might realize a trend where we talk about platinum in a very good way.
Yeah, actually, now that I think about it,
Really good.
I miss Clover.
We all do.
I do wonder if they'll ever, if Daddy Capcom and Mama Platinum will ever make up and be able to develop a video game together again.
Release it.
So Dante can see his mom.
Release God Hand 2.
I think before that happens, Hideki Kamiya will grow a full head of hair and then shave it off again.
He'll probably just do that regardless.
He'll do it at least once.
He just gets so angry the follicles in his head start working again.
What do you mean we're working with Capcom?
It's like the bit. It just clenches his face in rage, and then hair grows at the top of his head. And then
It's
he,
like,
then
He rips it all off, yeah. He
No,
clenches
it's-
it in a big fist.
it's
And then
like
he-
those
and then he-
old Play-Doh toys.
and then he blocks his own account.
The Play-Doh imagery's good.
Like, I don't know if anybody remembers those old Play-Doh toys where you stuff the bit of
Oh,
Play-Doh
yeah.
in there, and then you just smash the shit out of it, and then it shoots out like a full head of hair.
Yeah.
I think everybody remembers those.
But yeah, because
Spaghetti Headman.
is Okami spaghetti?
Yeah.
Sure, why not? I figure like I'm actually thinking of doing a video for Emmy because there's a lot you can do with it. She's got a lot of different moves.
Yeah. You could have a lot with the, was it calligraphy?
Mm-hmm. The celestial brush, and like I don't know, it's just it works really well because it's like it's basically Zelda but with Japanese, but Nihonges.
Japanese wolf goddess.
Mm-hmm. And if I'm correct, I could be wrong, but I think there was like a thing of like the sales reports, the exact sales numbers of Okami across every system. And I think the Switch release, I think was the highest. So showing like, hey, people like it. And I think at this point it's over like 2 million because they've released it so many times.
Yeah, probably. Just
So it's
because
like,
it is the people who did like it probably bought it again, and then word of mouth got more popular.
yeah, it's something that is like, it's one of those things where like a lot of companies are like, this didn't succeed, get rid of it. But like they've continually like kind of, you know, give it to people like, hey, you can try it out. And so it's slowly built itself up. And I mean, Capcom's been on like a good streak with like keeping their franchises good and alive.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, and there's even like leaked stuff that says Dragon's Dogma will be alive, which,
Don't give me too much hope.
I mean,
Look, all they need to do is add the really good classes from DDO, and
if
that's
I'm
it.
correct, not the rest of the stuff from online.
And then have a crossover with Monster Hunter.
Yeah, I was shocked when there wasn't one.
It's actually worse than Monster Hunter considering the rules for large monsters.
Yeah, but it's fun.
Yeah, but I want to climb on a Gormagala.
You want to get right up in his grundle and have the game freak out.
Yeah, I want
Climb,
the
climb up
vert-
a Delameter.
I want to climb in between the vertices and then clip into him.
And then do the thief move where you just stick it in and just jiggle it around and the camera freaks out.
That's an assassin move, my guy.
Shut up.
Nah, it's the same
Close
thing.
enough.
And then have the big twist that you were in a relationship with a shopkeeper the whole time. You didn't know it.
I want to be able to use.
Oh God, shut up about that.
I want to
Did
use
that did
giant-
that happen for your dragon fight, Jackson? Good.
But yeah, Okami good. I want it to be alive, and I probably will make a video on it so I can go more in depth there.
Nice.
Howdy.
All right, Nico, your last one.
I want Beautiful Joe.
Oh wow!
How would
You'll
I
notice a
reflect
trend in this podcast.
It could be
Old
that we have
games that are good.
there might be a little bit of platinum wankery.
We didn't. I think none of us knew except Chris told us his, so we did not plan this. This is not the
that was
Platinum Show podcast, but I guess it is now.
That makes it even better.
Go ahead about Mr. Joe.
Well, it's kind of easy. Like, hell, you could even have an echo for his girlfriend for the second game. Remember? There were 2 games.
And an anime.
Oh. Me?
Man, that time period where like a game like Beautiful Joe could get an entire show dedicated to it is weird.
There was Bomberman Jetters. I actually have the game for Bomberman Jetters. It's not great.
That's when it gets really weird, is when there's a video game that gets a show, then they make a video game based on the show.
Like a Street
Street Fighter.
the movie, the game.
Street Fighter the movie game.
I like that that's both of our go-tos for that.
Yeah.
Because it's the dumbest one ever. Unless they make a game based off the Warcraft movie.
Ouch.
Make an actually good Warcraft game.
They did. It's called Warcraft 3 Reforged.
Ugh,
Oh.
I don't want to be sad anymore.
So yeah, Beautiful Joe. He does the item moves, and he does the, like, obviously you can't have zoom in. That'd be a no-no.
Well, Smash does have in 1v1s, it does the zoom ins.
No. I mean, like his ability, extreme close.
Oh, yeah.
Can't do that because it would just
I've,
be
I've
like
seen only a bit of Joe, so you'll have to.
you can do fast forward. Like it would have to be on a timer. Like he would be yet another meter character, but it would be like you'd have your abilities meter. You could do slow mo for more damage or fast forward for moving faster. No zoom in because that's kind of obvious. And then just regular punches and kicks, like maybe some of the consumables too, like the huge ninja stars and the big bombs.
It's a platinum game, so he's got like a million different moves to pull from.
Oh yeah.
All his different combos and stuff. He'd kind of just be like Captain Falcon, but small.
And then there's like, well, obviously you'd have to have like the face closed, like when he does in boss battles
Yeah.
for the final smash. I don't know what the final smash would be.
It'd be some
But,
Henshin a Go-Go baby thing.
Yeah. And then his GF would just have a bit more range, but a little less damage.
Mm-hmm. And he could have Dante from the Devil May Cry series.
No.
Depends on the Dante.
I like how we picked all the platinum characters except Dante.
Oh, there's more to platinum. Don't you worry.
Oh, good.
If I may say,
If
I'm
you
honestly
say right,
surprised.
I'm gonna scream.
If I may say, I'm surprised that none of your 3 were Klonoa.
Remember, surface knowledge. Nobody knows about Clonoa.
That's fair.
But it's what you want. It's in your heart.
Yeah, but there's a difference between what my head wants and what my heart wants.
Okay.
Are you a head man, not a heart man?
He's a Butch Hartman. That would be a twist.
If Butch Hartman and his like $300 art gets in.
Or if Butch Hartman drew Klonoa like he drew Banjo-Kazooie.
Like Butch Hartman.
You're silly.
Anything else on... I mean, Beautiful Joe is an easy character just to be like, yeah, he would do his moves and be cool.
Yeah, that's what I was going for. This is the last one. I pulled it out of my ass in the last 5 minutes.
In one of the videos I did, I had like me costumes that I could see, and I think Beautiful Joe would be a really good one. Because he's kind of got those proportions anyway.
Yeah.
As like because he obviously Beautiful Joe's a small franchise, but if they wanted to get a little bit in there, I think that'd be cool.
It's got potential.
Connor, I believe you're next.
Okay, so this one is like, this will never happen, but I would buy 10 copies of the game if it did. If a certain game company rose out of the ashes and Gene from God Hand got into Smash.
Oh.
Going old school with that one.
And I could already see that the tension meter could be his thing, where if it gets filled, the God Hand gets unleashed, adds to his damage, adds to his speed, and then if he's attacking while it runs out, it goes into slow-mo and you get to pick a super move that does a special property.
Okay. Could you imagine how mad people would be if he was picked to be in Smash
Can you
over
imagine,
Dante?
Can you imagine how amazing it would be?
You would be like feeling all of it. You'd be just seeing all their anger and just growing stronger and stronger.
My tension meter would fill up.
Is that what the kids call it nowadays?
Yeah.
Kids from the 90s.
I would just love him. I would love to see him in Smash so much.
I think part of it is also you want to see him exist again.
Yeah, a little bit. Because he's like the least coolest guy in existence. Because half of his lines are delivered like he's not sure what he's supposed to say.
And I'm thinking about it now. Because God Hand's a Capcom game, right?
For studios.
Yeah, Clover, but is it under Capcom?
I'd actually have to look into that.
Let me check real quick. Yeah, it is Capcom. Because, man, why isn't he in Marvel vs. Capcom?
Because the game didn't sell well.
Well, they put
Only
friggin' some weird stuff in there.
It only didn't sell well because people were too stupid to actually play the game properly.
Or they made Infinite.
Don't worry, IGN. What did IGN give it again?
It was
3?
it was extremely partial 3 because only 2 people played it, and he's like, everybody at the office hates this game, and the only other guy who played it was like, you were shit at it. Shut up.
4.5 points lower than Imagine Babies.
Yeah, that's the good one. And my favorite part is that the guy who wrote that review then later wrote an article saying about how awful it is that he's not allowed to voice his opinions online.
Maybe there's a reason for that.
Hey, you're allowed to have your opinions just as other people are allowed to tell you your opinions are bad.
If you post them online, other people are allowed to talk about it.
Unless we're not allowed to have opinions.
But I just think Gene and his alternate skins would just be the alternate outfits he can have, which include the guy with the devil hand, because his outfit is really good.
Should he have the kick me sign on his back?
Yes, that should be an outfit.
Just win poses.
Yeah, his win pose is he just turns around and it's on his back.
It's just there. I think you know what that summarizes Platinum pretty much entirely. Like he's got like this big, like long jacket. He's got this cool tribal tattoos. He punches bad guys, does all these kicks and flips and all these crazy things. And then he turns around and he's got a kick me sign on his back.
And the fact that you can go through the entire game without taking it off. It's just great. Especially since there's so many moves to choose from to give to him.
Yeah, just like he's pretty much like fighting game characters and stuff, where it's like all the things he has.
I mean, the game's been described as like a single player fighting game, and I think it fits really well.
That's exactly why so many people brains couldn't wrap around it.
Yeah, that and it was intentionally made with tank controls.
You know, if they made a new one, they'd probably be like, "Well, we're going to get rid of the tank controls."
Then what's the point?
And then everybody that has taste would be like, "No."
I mean, I would.
Tank controls are bad, but it works for God Hand.
It works for certain types of games because I think the original Resident Evil really works with tank controls.
Mm-hmm. You have to build the game around it, and then it works very well.
Mm-hmm.
Which is the same for a lot of people seem to have this idea that like just more convenient movement stuff is like objectively better. Like in older games where like you couldn't, you know, they say like, oh, this is archaic, but it's like, well, sometimes, you know, that's how it's designed.
I'm just trying to imagine a Mech Warrior game without tank controls.
Yeah.
Because they can't strafe.
Yeah.
I was about to say there was an old ad where they were shitting on an Aliens game. I think it was just Aliens, where they let you use the right stick to aim the gun, and it's like they were like, "Oh, that's terrifying," and it's like, you mean like terrifyingly bad or stinky?
Video games suck.
Yeah, why are we even talking about video games?
Such is the life of a gamer.
It's like getting married and then hating your wife. It's like
That's how it used to be.
All right, then.
All right, Chris, you go.
My final one probably would be because I like the Digimon franchise, and the main guy of that is Agumon.
Zaguman.
And as you talked about in your video of him, obviously, like you got brought up some very interesting ideas with how you would do it.
I like how that's the only video you watched.
I like Agumon.
He's a good boy.
Yeah, like the Digimon franchise could certainly use some attention, especially like with like the more recent stuff coming out for it.
I feel like it's been on like an upward trend in terms of being pushed.
It's nowhere near Pokemon right now, but it's getting
Obviously,
there.
yeah. I mean, does Digimon Survive have a release date?
They're working on it.
Yeah, eventually.
Eventually.
Is it actually called Digimon Survive?
Yeah,
People have made the joke, will it survive?
yeah.
No, I was thinking about Metal Gear Survive.
I know everybody's questioning if it'll survive the coronavirus.
Yeah, I hope so. It looks cool. It's weird Digimon Fire Emblem.
I mean, I know that we had some trouble working with Git, but I'm pretty sure those guys are probably on point with Git. I don't see why working remotely from home wouldn't work for them.
It slowed down a lot of development for a lot of things.
Well, yeah, because you know you can't just walk over to someone's cubicle and be like, "Hey, fix this shit."
I gotta call them and tell them that.
Yeah. Moshi, hey, fix your shit. Hang up in their ear.
And you forgot to turn off the cat filter.
But yeah, Agumon could be fun. Obviously, like Final Smash or Meter for Wargreymon, Stage, the digital world. You do a lot with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I said, there's because of like his 50 billion different forms, there's a lot that you can do with it.
A lot
You
of
could do it where he
lot-
even turns into some that he like aren't part of his proper line. Like he can turn into like Tyrannomon and a bunch of other things that I can't even remember because Digimon's whole thing is like changing into stuff.
absolute insanity.
Like remember when I got him an actual Digimon V Pet, and you were very much surprised by some of the things that those things turned into.
Absolutely, because it didn't make any sense to me.
Like what did I'm trying to remember some of them. Turned into like Devimon for a bit.
I think I had like I want to say I had like an Agumon that turned into Devimon that I think eventually turned into like a Skull Mammothmon.
Yeah, so it's like where did that come from?
I would be right away.
Chris also learned that he is not a very good parent.
Okay, that was because I accidentally set the time wrong.
Rip poor Bedimon.
I fixed it, but then the battery died.
Chris's parenthood adventures were fun to watch.
It's a funny, fun little sitcom.
But yeah, I figure I know some people would probably be uppity about it because they don't count it as a video game franchise. But I think it's close. I think that VPET counts.
I would say V-Pets count as a video game.
You push buttons and a character on the screen does its things.
Yeah, I think that counts as a video game, doesn't it?
That is how you usually. That is like the baseline for a video game.
It's kind of like how it's not on like a console, but it's kind of like an arcade, but just tiny. It's like on its own separate machine.
Little handheld hard arcade.
And then Digimon World came out really soon afterwards, so clearly that was part of the idea. And then that game has a bunch of silly.
If you think if they added Blue Eyes from Digimon, that'd be good.
What would you do if Blue Eyes White Dragon digivolved into Charizard? Wouldn't that be cool?
I think that'd be a downgrade. Not even because he's not even a dragon anymore.
Oh no, yeah, Blue Eyes is counted as a dragon. But Cyber Dragon isn't.
It's a cyber
could-
dragon. It's a
It's 'cause
machine.
he's cyber.
He went on the internet in the 90s and he put on glasses and has like a VFX background.
It's great.
For some reason, in my mind, I pictured Toon Cyber Dragon.
Yeah, yeah. Giving him sunglasses. That's just the 90s.
Just the googly eyes.
He's wearing sunglasses and a jacket, and he's like skateboarding down like a tube of technology.
No, he's on a surfboard down a tube of technology.
Yeah, surfboard.
And then there's a bunch of kids looking at the screen going, "Wow!"
I think you peaked. My ear hurts.
That's
The
the
mic and-
90s.
You peaked our mics and the headphones.
That's just my burning desire to return to the 90s where I was 4.
Yeah, I wasn't even a year old.
But you were there. You count as a 90s kid.
I am a 90s kid. I did grow up. I grew up a whole month.
It was a simpler
You
time.
get to remember things.
Yeah. I remember
Did I miss anything?
we missed
The 90s.
the 90s kids are superior people.
It's funny, it's a meme, but they're not wrong.
You mean like how all of us were born in the late 90s?
Yes.
The latest of 90s.
Mid to latest 90s.
I mean, I'm going to be honest. The 90s lasted until like 2012. It didn't. You're lying if you think it stopped. Am I wrong?
No, there was a real strong zeitgeist with like 90s ideals that lasted for a while, and then it
Okay.
went down the shitter real fast.
When was the last Tony Hawk game?
That's how you judge it.
That is a
think it was
good
the
judge.
I think it was the skateboard peripheral games that were last.
Yeah, but those don't count.
The last
the
real one. I think
skateboard-
that was I
The
think it
weird
was
Connect skateboard thing or whatever it was. That's when the 90s died.
Well, it was when it was officially starting to die.
That's when it was stomped on. Good
I mean,
job.
you can't tell me
Activision.
early internets wasn't just the 90s.
It was great. What are you talking about? The Wild West internet.
That's yeah, basically.
Wild West bootleg internet.
LimeWire.
Like you cannot look at an early 2000s MySpace page and tell me that is not just the 90s in
When it was
digital
ma-
form.
When it was made in 2004.
It's just the 90s conglomerated into digi energy.
It's sort of like when you roll up a bunch of things in that one Katamari and you shoot it into space. That's what the 90s did. It just rolled up and shot into the Digiverse.
The 90s digivolved, but it digivolved wrong, so it turned into a Numemon. That's where we are.
Yep. We're in Numamon right now.
This is the bad ending.
This is
We're working on taking it back so we can get the proper Digivolution.
We're playing the green ending right now.
we've got to like abuse it just enough so that it dies and then we can bring it back up.
The main character didn't get enough war assets and didn't play enough multiplayer. We're in a bad ending, man.
I think we've abused it too much.
We took it for granted. We let it poop everywhere.
We didn't clean up after it. We showed it the wrong cartoons.
Isn't that the lore behind one Digimon? That it saw a bunch of cartoons and turned into something?
Maybe. There's a lot of Digimon.
It watched too much Tom and Jerry, and its worldview got messed up.
So are we moving on to the predictions section?
Yes. The predictions.
I imagine this should go faster, just because.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I'm going
really
to.
struggle to find
I'm
predictions.
going to omit any of my theoretical discussions. I'm just going to be snapping them out and saying, "Yeah, well, it happens like this. I don't like it. Kiss my ass."
Yeah. All right, well, go ahead.
Okay then. First prediction: Tails,
Ah.
because it's better. It's better than Eggman, because you can just make a smaller, less fast, socially acceptable version of Sonic's moveset.
Socially acceptable.
You have no idea how much Elite Smash hates Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why? Are they stupid and dumb in the brain?
No, it's because he has the highest movement of the game, and that's like the entire meta in Ultimate is how fast you move.
Yeah.
Well,
they sniff pain.
That's his point.
it's predominantly because he can be really campy and annoying. Like he can run up and then just like run away and just charge his wall.
I'll be right back.
Those people use glue in their hair.
Like he forces you to play really defensively. And I will say, I do think Sonic could use a few different moves rather than just ball.
Rather than
Speed.
just down roll ball.
Rather than just speed.
I like down roll ball.
Fetal position up and to down roll ball.
Plus, with Tails, you'd also like plot some of his gadgets.
You know, if you think about it, a lot of Sonic is still just based on the 2000 Sonic 06 because that's when he was added.
Yeah, but but if we want to be nice about it, we can say that 2006 was based off Sonic Adventure, so that it's still good.
Fair enough. But it is funny to me that the trailer adding Sonic to Smash has the 06 theme playing throughout it.
It's great. What are you talking about?
It's just like the thing is, it works for me because I love that theme. I genuinely and unironically adore it.
Sonic has good music.
It really do.
All the vocals are sung without words.
When you can hardly travel.
It's like the lead singer of Smash Mouth went to Japan for a week.
And ate a bunch of chili dogs.
And he lived in the 90s for a few years longer.
He kept
Sonic
it
is
going.
ultimate, just the 90s.
Instead, the Katamari of internet went straight into him.
He was the final pickup. It was like a mission to avoid him, but at the end it got too big and it accidentally picked him up.
And that's why we're in the bad ending. Because he stole them.
The king of all cosmos was disappointed that he wasn't able to get the Katamari large enough.
And then he put on his shutter shades and went back to sleep. He put
I
on his
love the
shades
name.
just to fall asleep.
But yeah, I figure Tails could probably be a more unique move set. I do think it's between Tails or Eggman. And I feel like more people would want Eggman, but Tails is probably just as likely.
I think people want Eggman just because Eggman's funnier.
Yeah,
I know that's the reason I'd want him in.
getting Mike Pollock to do funnies.
Or Jim Carrey.
Yeah,
Definitely be very memey with Eggman.
he would also. I think Eggman could animate really well in Smash,
Yeah, exactly.
like really goofy and cartoony.
He's a fun character design.
He really is. He's just Teddy Roosevelt, but orb.
Yeah. He he looks like an egg.
Teddy Roosevelt, but bald and crazy.
Well, crazier.
Like, crazier. This Teddy Roosevelt was crazy.
I do find it interesting how adamant people are about Robotnik versus Eggman. Because nowadays people get really mad when a name is changed between a Japanese version and an American version. But he was always Eggman originally. Like that was his name from the very beginning.
It's Dr. Kentober.
And it's just interesting how people would like be super adamant on like, no, we've got to keep it. Got to keep the Robotnik.
Robotnik is when you take him seriously. That's why 90% of the time it's Eggman.
Yeah, true.
I think the only times I can get behind like being upset over name changes is like the spin-off game made by the Yakuza guys. The Japanese title is Judge Eyes, and the American is Judgment.
Yeah.
But the name Judge Eyes has meaning and purpose to the story.
Yeah. Well, there's definitely times where like there's some name changes where it's like that other one was way better.
It's almost like it changes situation to situation,
Mm-hmm.
and getting upset either way doesn't help.
I think the Xenoblade 2 ones work really well. Where like the Aegis was originally like just the Holy Grail, and I think Aegis works a bit better to make it a bit more mystique.
I would like to just have an anime game where you find the Holy Grail.
And it's a hot anime girl.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, here, since Nico's still gone, let's just move on.
I could make a joke. Fate does have that.
God damn it! Of course it does.
Okay, so I'm gonna say Saber for Smash.
Shut up.
Okay, no, my real answer is Dante. Can we move on to the next one?
Really? You think Dante's likely?
Yeah, because people won't shut up about it. And it seems super reasonable, so why not?
The main reason why people think Dante is because the guy behind Devil May Cry, the recent guy, he was like, if you want Dante for Smash, he at least has to be on a Nintendo system first. And then then Devil May Cry 1 was released for the Switch like a week after he said that.
Yeah, because like, I think all the games except the reboot and 5 are on Switch, aren't they?
Yep, it's the trilogy or the quadrilogy, whatever.
Yeah, the 4 OGs.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it would make sense. You couldn't really do echoes for Virgil and Nero because they fight way too differently.
Yeah.
But I feel like Dante, the outfits from all of his games would fit.
Imagine Sakurai referencing DMC2 Dante.
I mean, it would have to be because that's one of people's favorite designs for him.
Yeah.
Because he's got a cool jacket and he shoot.
And he's got brand jeans.
uh,
What are the jeans from DMC2?
I actually don't know. Because I mean, the thing is,
Yeah,
like,
Diesel jeans.
Diesel jeans.
It's an
Dante-
actual crossover.
all Dante's weapons would work in a moveset.
Yeah, I mean,
The Devil Trigger.
that could be a meter or a Final Smash.
Yeah, I think I'd
I
prefer
imagine it would be
as
meter.
I think I'd prefer it as a Final Smash just to make it
Okay.
more special.
Ironically, in Devil May Cry 1, it's the least special thing ever.
Yeah, it's
You
such
just
a
walk through a
nothing.
door and get it. And it charges up absurdly fast, and you can just use it constantly. I've only ever played the first
I know.
Devil May Cry game. That game's weird.
It's really silly.
And
I
now
know.
I've got to move on to the bad one before I get to the video games.
Okay, so what did I miss?
We
We're talking about funny
Dante.
Potato Man.
Dante from DMC2.
Okay.
He play, he shoot, he is the best.
Part of me just kind of feels like, though, that he won't happen just because, I don't know. I feel like other Capcom characters, if they do anything, will be picked. But people won't shut up about him, so maybe.
I mean, Leon or Chris Redfield. I feel like those are pretty reasonable too.
Mm-hmm. And granted, Leon, man, they really just used the same character model, didn't they?
Maybe.
That's the funniest thing. It's just like, oh my god, they really are just the same thing.
Shut up, it's good though.
Remember when they made a video game and then accidentally did 2 other franchises?
Yeah, it's great. What are you talking about?
So, who's next?
Chris.
Predictions I had a lot of trouble with. Because a lot of my predictions of who could be is it's also like some that I just kind of like wishing it could be. Or I was just like, went for like some maybe answers. Like, I suppose my first one would probably be maybe an echo of Lucario, which is Zoroark.
Okay. They haven't done any echoes for any of the things.
Then they haven't de-Pokeballed anybody besides the, Charmanders, the funny Venusaur, and Squirtle.
They could do like assist trophies and Pokeballs upgrades. They did it with spirits, and they haven't done it for assists or Pokeballs and stuff. But I think it's not out of the question.
If anything, I'd say probably an echo of like maybe Lucario that's either Zoroark or Riolu. Because you could have like the Pichu thing for Riolu.
I think Zoroark would be pretty likely if they wanted to do an echo. Like if they did an echo pass, that would be one that I could definitely see happening.
Give me 1 minute. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Art.
Because in terms of like a main one, I think a Pokemon is pretty likely in terms of like a new just full character. But it would probably be from one of the newer ones. It would probably either be like something from Gen 8 or something from like a Diamond and Pearl remake thing.
And if I had to pick one from Gen 8, I guess I'd probably have to go like Cinderace.
That's the one a lot of people are thinking. I'd be marginally mad at that because that would be 3 fire starters.
I was gonna say, could do Rillaboom.
But he monkey.
That's the best part, is that he monkey.
Team him up with Donkey Kong.
He'd be a Donkey Kong echo. And he would go ooga boog. I would like Toxtricity as Gen 8 rep.
Oh, that would be sick.
He'd have like cool sound stuff and be all heavy metal.
Just imagining Rillaboom would have like Brawl's version of DK's Final Smash.
Yeah.
The
Except
drum.
not shit.
He goes.
Even though
But
you
yeah.
mostly just at Smash just to listen to the song.
Yeah. I had no idea how that Final Smash worked as a child, so I just thought it was terrible.
You just hit A. You either hit A or B for like left and right. I know.
Yeah, but I didn't get that. As a small child, I was too stupid.
Same. I still feel like nothing's really gonna top Brawl in terms of what it tried. Like,
Well, Brawl had some weird. You could tell Brawl had some like a lot of development trouble, but like you could
there
very tell it
was
was very
some
ambitious.
stank, but with every stank, there is a golden nugget.
Yep.
Just like nothing's going to top the guy who used to work for Final Fantasy writing your intro theme. Like, it's Audifamam Ilios is still the best Smash theme.
And I'm telling you, you cannot watch Brawl taunts and tell me that that's not just the 90s.
Oh boy.
You can't do it. Is it my turn? I think
Yeah. What
Yeah.
was Connor's? Was it Dante?
Dante. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was picking up.
Well, my prediction. This prediction is pretty much entirely based on like the fact that I'm way too obsessed with like the leaks and rumors, happenstances stuff. And that would be Ryu Hayabusa from Ninja Gaiden.
Oh, that would be sick.
That would be really nice.
And a lot of that is because like there's been a lot of rumors for him for a while, and they've kind of been hand in hand with like Steve's rumors, and a lot of people just thought, oh no, Steve's fake, but then Steve came in, so it's possible that like
the entire fucking cast of Minecraft came
yeah.
and was just like, hey, this looks like a cool game.
Fun fact: the textures for Steve are actually just ripped from Minecraft.
Good.
They just use the actual textures.
That's good though. That makes it nice and easy.
Yeah. But additionally for Ryu, which I guess they'll call him Ryu Hayabusa. I don't know. Another Ryu on the cast.
It's not like they're gonna go into Dead or Alive and pull out Ein.
Yeah.
I'm saying this like there hasn't been a single Japanese series that hasn't had a Ryu at some point.
Yep. Because it's a cool name. What if they just pronounce it Ryu to try and differentiate it?
And then they add Rio from Shenmue.
But recently, the guy that's like the guy for Smash Leaks, he was saying like there'd be Minecraft content like way back in the day, and everybody dunked on him because it wasn't in the game. And then it happened, and then he kind of just did a little smiley face on the forums. And people asked him like, "So what do you think about Ryu Hayabusa rumors?" And he said that he knew that there was some talk that happened a while ago, or at the very least, he assumed so, and figures that's probably the case. So it seems pretty likely, and I could see him being the one that happens at March, crushing my dreams for Monster Hunter. Because he feels like a character that they would have around that time. And yeah, he's a classic NES character, and similar with how I talked about Monolith Soft, Koei Tecmo has helped a lot with a lot of like Nintendo stuff recently, like the Hyrule Warriors and Fire Emblem Three Houses and stuff. So I think they're kind of due for some just desserts. Get their boy in there.
When are we gonna get a peripheral character like the Wii Fit Trainer? Where's the Virtual Boy guy?
Just a Virtual Boy.
Yeah,
Just gives everybody headaches.
I'll be right back. It sounds like the dog might have managed to knock some change off of the table. That's not good. I'll be right back.
The dog is stealing money.
The dog has turned to a life of crime.
Oh, we knew it would come to this. Once the 90s ended, the poor dog was insane.
Once the 90s ended last year.
I guess I should go.
Yeah, we'll have him go after you then.
We'll take all of his turns at once. My next one. I actually had one, then I forgot.
False alarm, I'm back.
Okay, then you go. Because Connor forgot.
Oh, all right then. Next prediction. Now, when I say, oh, if you say Raiden, I'm gonna stream. It's because I was gonna predict Raiden.
Really?
Haha. Yeah. Because there's only
No.
one Konami rep right now.
Okay,
No, there's two. There's
Which-
three actually.
hold on. This determines everything.
Metal Gear Solid. Sorry.
Okay.
Which Raiden? From which game?
Which one is gonna look better?
The naked Raiden that does cartwheels.
No.
Of course it'd be Revengeance.
Okay, because there's like two correct answers here,
They would have shirtless Raiden as an alternate costume.
probably.
But yeah, why do you think that's likely? Nico?
Wait. What did you say?
Why do you think that's likely?
Because Snake, he's kind of lonely. He's like, hey, remember me?
I
And
guess.
everyone's like, no.
I kind of figured that with Konami not really making Metal Gear stuff anymore.
Well, they
Kinda
do.
figure
It's
that's-
just, it's
Shinko Motions.
yeah. I was about to say it's fake gambling equipment. Although, if I
Have,
recall correctly, the diet eased their restrictions on gambling. I can't remember exactly when, but I think they're slowly starting to say, listen. We are almost out of money and nearly 400 quadrillion yen in debt. Got to start busting open the books, either taxing pachinko or making gambling legal again. And everyone was like, make gambling legal again.
Now Konami will finally regain its former glory.
Don't say that.
Maybe someday.
That'll happen when I'm dead.
That'll happen when the 90s comes back.
The 90s revival.
We need a 90s revival arc.
You've got actually exactly 69 years. No, wait, no.
Yeah, to get back to the 2090s. We're almost there, boys. All right. Connor, did you remember yours?
I didn't remember my real one, but I'm just gonna say this is Raiden's gay. Put Ocelot in.
Which one?
Metal Gear Solid 3.
Good.
That's
That's
the
definitely-
young.
That's
The
the
young,
young
stupid
one.
one.
Yeah,
We definitely need to watch him freak out and piss himself.
that's Otacon, you dick.
All right.
No, that's
Metal
that's
Gear is
literally-
easy to understand.
That's pretty much every Emmerich. I think even Emma Emmerich pisses herself
Yeah,
too.
it's great. We need Raiden to be able to do a taunt where he spins his pistols and it reflects projectiles.
You said Raiden.
I know, because I'm stupid and slow in the mind.
That's what Metal Gear
Ocelot.
does to you.
I know.
Look what happened to Kojima. I mean, I feel like if it was any Metal Gear character, people would be freaking out and going crazy. And normally I would say, no, there's no way that'll happen. But then again, Sephiroth just happened, so I guess I can't say anything.
Not
Yeah.
only did Spaghetti Broth happen, Steve happened. So
Yeah,
it's like
no,
sky's
I
the
think-
limit, man.
I think all bets are off at this point.
Well, Steve is he's like a recent hotness thing, and that's what I tend to think of for DLC. But then they go way back and grab the Sephiroth. So it's like, okay, well,
They went back to Terry Bogard.
yeah, true. Honestly, Terry
Yeah.
Bogard was where it was like, okay, there's no limit.
Yeah, there really isn't. So I think both Raiden and Ocelot are super reasonable at this point.
It's just more if Konami will be cool.
I think Raiden is more likely just because Joker does have a gun, but Ocelot is just actual real guns.
He says his mark and everything.
Yeah.
But
I
I mean,
forget, does he use
Should have a background with B Man.
the pain? It would be that the dusty cliffside where Ocelot and Snake had their first like actual duel.
Mm-hmm. If it's based on 3, it would be one of those areas.
And then final smash would probably be
Liquid takes over his body and he turns old.
no, because we're going by Metal Gear 3. It would probably be what's his name? Vogel? Who's the main bad guy? I actually forget his name. The guy with lightning powers.
Volgin.
Volgin.
Yeah.
It would
Voldo.
be yeah.
Uh,
Volgo puts in bullets in his knuckles and he punches you. There, that's the final smash.
Chris, what's yours?
I mean, I guess other than that, they could probably pull other characters from like some of the Nintendo's more popular franchises, like just pulling one off the top of my head. Regular Midna from Legend of Zelda.
Okay. A lot of people are thinking that like they would do something to just promote Breath of the Wild 2. But yeah, Midna's cool. I mean, I would love that.
And as far as I know, they're not really adding any new characters to Breath of the Wild 2.
I mean, they did add Wolf Link, so
And Wolf Link's another possibility.
I think Zelda really needs new
point.
new
Like, there's
characters.
been no. There's always been no quadrupedal Pokemon like at all.
There's Ivysaur.
Yeah, shut up. I mean ones that can actually move fast.
Okay.
You're saying Ivysaur can't move fast?
He can move blast.
I do think that Midna's probably the best idea for another additional Zelda character. A big part of it is just like it's been Zelda, Link, and Ganon, and they just added more Links and
Yeah.
technically another Zelda. So it's like,
There's
part
definitely
of it
room
is-
to add some more people.
yeah,
And I could say Linkle, but I wanted to go for something actually reasonable.
yeah.
I just think Midna and Wolf Link is kind of wishful thinking just because it seems like they've just been pulling all the Twilight Princess out of Smash.
Yeah, that's true.
They just removed it from the franchise.
Yeah, because it went from being all the representation to like none of it.
They can also, you're talking about how they could go like way back. You can go way back in Zelda and pull Skull Kid.
That's a really popular one. A lot of people have been wanting him.
That should be the moon.
That would be one. I feel like that one's pretty reasonable because, some of these are like taken from like fan requests and stuff. Because like sometimes they'll just be like, okay, this one is like fan request character, and that's one that was very popular in the lead up. So maybe they heard that and they would. So I think that's much more likely than Midna.
Skull Kid, either one would be fun.
Yep. All right. So this would be my last one then because we talked about Monster Hunter earlier. I think this would be probably the final DLC, assuming this wave is the last one. And I could definitely see it being like the kind of the similar to what I said before, a fan request, but I could see them pulling the Waluigi. I actually think that's pretty likely.
I was wondering who was going to bring up Waluigi first. If you didn't, I was definitely going to. I was definitely going to.
Was that your last prediction?
But
Well, that works out.
I was mostly going to say it as a meme.
No. Well, I think it could happen just because that had a lot of push. Mario character is still, obviously going to have surface level appeal, and it would do well as like a final send off one. I think it's notable that Nintendo specifically is the one that's choosing the characters, so I could see them like seeing like, okay, we got a crap ton of messages about Waluigi every time there's a Smash thing. So let's do that.
The last Mario character they can pull.
Yeah.
Because they pretty much have every other main one covered.
They put a Piranha Plant in before Waluigi.
On a Plant 8's invitation.
Yeah.
Piranha Plant is cool.
And
won't
Waluigi
stand-
drools.
I won't stand any slander against the best character.
It's not slander. It's just funny that he picked him over Waluigi.
Although if Shy Guy gets in, I will drop Piranha Plant within seconds.
I want them to just keep adding random mobs from Mario Bros. And just have Waluigi get madder and madder.
I would love that.
With every new Mario character added, the Waluigi assist trophy's face gets redder.
It's angrier and more powerful.
It's faster.
But they keep buffing his assist trophy.
It applies more status effects every time he hits you.
The only thing that I could see against it is the fact that the Waluigi people were kind of going a little too crazy.
You mean like how it started like immediately after Ridley got in?
That just shows so much where people were wanting this character for years, and then the second he gets in, they pick someone else.
It just seems more like they just want to keep a meme going.
They just want a big purple lanky villain, and they want to keep him going.
There's definitely a lot you could do with him just because like you can make a lot of his moves like sports related.
Yeah, I imagine a lot of his stuff would be really wacky and would reference a lot of the spin-offs that he's in.
He's just full of reference humor.
Like one of his moves could be like the Waluigi mod does an amazing job where like he punches the Mario Party block. He does his swimming in the air thing that he does in Strikers, all that kind of stuff. He do his taunt where he points at his dick like 10 times.
That'd be a good one.
That would be his victory the screen.
It just zooms in on his dick slowly.
It gets bigger.
Camera or his dick?
It's up to you to find out.
That's up to Sakurai to decide. All right, so I think there's just Nico and Connor left.
Yep, sorry, I'm here. All right, last prediction. Gotta think of a really cheap and easy ass ball. New Mario? Like, maybe just anything that isn't Wart? Like, seriously? You could go for, like, I was trying to think of some fancy way of going about explaining, like, well, there's X amount of Mario heroes, and there's Y amount of Mario villains. And then I remember, you know what? No, let's go for something interesting. How about Mona from WarioWare?
Mona?
Mona.
Yeah.
I don't even know this character.
The funny pizza girl.
Oh,
She really likes Wario.
that's right. Yeah, I know her. A lot of people were rooting for Ashley from WarioWare,
Oh,
but those people are concerning.
yeah.
I want
I
them
mean-
to add her, and then they add a special feature where you can dub all of her dialogue with your own voice.
Oh, boy. I still gotta get that.
Every game needs that feature.
Yes. But yeah, no, that's it. That's all I've got for me.
That's the one. All right, Connor, you couldn't even remember it, so hopefully you'll bring us home.
All right. So they put a lot of thought into this one, and I think it could really work. You know. I think Mario could do
No.
uh,
No.
Yeah, he's kind of problematic.
I'm sorry. No, we can't. We can't. Damn it! I told you not to talk about him. We were already on thin ice, and you just screwed it all up. You broke the podcast. You ruined everything. Just shut it down. I'm leaving. I'm out of here. Can't.